Greetings, and welcome back to the MCOC Encyclopedia. Today, as promised, we'll be going through the path from 7.1.6 that I recommended in my previous video with the team I recommended using. This will allow you to get a little more insight into why I chose this team and how I play around the nodes. This will be much more relaxed, but I still suggest you go and watch that video first if you haven't already, as it contains most of the key information around this quest. And with that, let's jump in. So, here we are in 7.1.6, and we will be taking the Ebony Maw path. There is a full video on the channel all about how to deal with Ebony Maw, so give that a view if you are not so sure about how to go up against this guy. He can be a little tricky if you don't know what you're doing, and in this fight, I'm going to forget quite a few bits and bobs about what's going on as well. We're going in with Spider-Ham for a couple of reasons. The primary one is that because Spider-Ham is one of the very, very few champions with any form of degen resistance, and most of Ebony Maw's damage comes from that degen. He's also science, which means, like right there, we can take advantage of Eat Crow despite my phone's lag spikes. He doesn't have any damaging B-duffs, so we don't have to worry about clapback at all. And, given he's science and we've got Eat Crow, we don't have to worry about buffet either. So this kind of just becomes a big Ebony Maw. We're going to be dealing him with the standard Spider-Ham way of using medium-light-medium combos to build up our Porker Poppers, which are his version of Power Stings, and then just spamming special ones to pause them, and letting the Ebony Maw crunch himself down by using nice big Power Stings there. There I forget about the Falter, and so we take a little bit of degen damage, but you can see, with Spider-Ham's resistance, 10% of our max health from a big Maw, really not too bad at all. We've lost all of our poppers at this point, which is a little bit annoying, and given we don't have that many, I'm not going to bother with another special 1, so we'll be going straight for a special 2. Heavy counter Maw there with my big mallet, and one special 2 later. Here we go, bring on the pies, 1, 2, 3, 4, he's going to throw the special 2, and instantly fall over before anything interesting happens. Fight 1 down, now on to the other interesting fight on the path, Mr. Sinister. The team today, by the way, is rank 3 Spider-Ham, rank 3 Titania, 565 Torch, rank 4 Warlock, and rank 3, I think, Overseer. He might be rank 4 as well. I think he's rank 3. Why are we using Warlock in this fight? Well, Mr. Sinister is quite tricky, and a dedicated Mr. Sinister counter is something we really want to deal with. What do we have to deal with? Well, let's start with the nodes. Eat Crow is for Science Champions only, so we can completely ignore that one. Buffet will give him Mega Regen, but Warlock can shut down all the regen with his Infection. Clapback will put any damaging debuffs from the given list that we place on him back on us, which Warlock's only one possible is he's got Bleed on his heavies and Shock on his special 1, so we'll be avoiding the special 1. But if we put Bleeds on it, doesn't matter because Warlock is bleed immune. And he's a robot, which, despite still getting hit, allows us to counter Mr. Sinister quite well. You'll notice that I've still managed to keep Warlock's armour here. Right at the start of the fight, the armour got nullified by Buffet, but we then dexed just before the armour came back, so that got nullified, and then we get to keep the armour up. If you take the fight back, you'll be able to see it, but we will also use Warlock again later, and I do it really nicely there as well, so we can see it in action yet again. We also really like using robots against Mr. Sinister, because when Mr. Sinister throws his special 1, any damaging debuffs on him get thrown onto you, but converted to degens. But this can't happen if you're a robot. After his special 1, he also places a bleed on himself, so there's always one pretty much guaranteed to be there. If you're not using a robot, do note that placing a bleed on himself will trigger clapback, so you're going to have to deal with some extra bleeds here as well. Just closing out this fight, trying to get those last hits in. The Infection's up, so we don't have to worry about any regen at all. And one more special 2, and a headbang, and Mr. Sinister has got down. Those are the slowest fights on the path by quite some way, so time to speed things up a bit. Up next, we have Scarlet Witch, and we will be using Torch. The reason I'm using Torch for this fight is to demonstrate what happens if you don't use a poison immune against the boss. It is important to note that the boss, like Spider Witch, the boss, and Scarlet Witch on the path, can both place poisons on you, or they have a chance to whenever either champion crits. But the boss has twice as much health, and her poisons deal twice as much damage. So once the first poison appears, despite my phone lagging out again, it should be on its way pretty soon, there it is, and we've got a healer block, We've got 2 poisons on us, so this is the sort of damage we'd be taking with 1 poison against the boss. And we're heal blocked. And you can see our health is just ticking down. Torch is doing a great job taking advantage of clapback, and the power drains we are being used to our advantage. But with just 1 set of poisons, we lost 60% of our health. And there's another one. So we've really got to be careful. We've got 2 poisons on together, but no heal block, so we are pulling a little bit of willpower, though those poisons are reducing it as well. And we just about managed to clutch out this fight at 8% health. Remember, the boss does twice as much damage with twice as much health. You really need a poison immune there. Up next we have Venompool, and we'll be using Titania. Oh, it is rank 3 overseer. There we go, rank 3, not rank 4. But yeah, we'll be using Titania here. We'll be going for a pretty standard Titania rotation of go to special 3 and sort of hope they're dead. But if not, sort of wing it. That seems to be how most Titania fights go. In this fight I should have gone for 2 special 3s, but we'll see in just a second. Titania's heavy, has access to staggers, which is really, really nice. So what I want to do is push Venompool to a special 2 and bait that out with some staggers so we don't have to worry about him proccing his power gain once you punish his special 2. However, that plan goes out the window because he didn't want to throw the special 2 whilst he had staggers up. So he's back to power gaining again, and nice another lag spike. We're just looking for another special 2 from him, trying not to get caught. There we go. But Venompool's slightly janky animations. There's a trick you can do with Titania, which is heavy into special 3 for extra debuffs. More debuffs means more furies. But we don't get the heavy because he threw a special 1. But anyway, we can now go for our heavies to start doubling up on some debuffs afterwards. So we're up to 43 furies. There we go, up to 57 furies now. There we go. And we're getting some really nice damage out of Titania. Those are some 12k crits. My 6-star rank 3 is not bad at all. 20k mediums, nearly. That's pretty good as well. See what's Venompool going to do here. He's got a really long range on his heavy, but we can heavy counter it. And we've got a stagger on him now, so he doesn't push himself to special 3, but we can stagger that power gain. Very, very nice. I probably should have just gone for another special 3 there, but he didn't have much health left, so I didn't really think he'd survive. We trigger our Haymaker again, so we get our unblockable, indestructible, and unstoppable, and kind of take advantage of them. But if I'd gone to special 3, he probably would have been dead. But 1 more special 2, and a big punch from Titania. And jobs are good. Titania is a nice, versatile science champion, showing again, once more, that she is pretty good at what she does. Up next, we have Dr. Doom, and we'll be using the Ham again. This fight is significantly quicker than Ebony Maw, as things go a little bit more in our favour. So again, medium, light, medium. Spider Ham has a chance to trigger his power stings on his medium attack, and that chance is increased while the opponent is stunned. Hence we go medium, light, medium, because they'll be stunned for the whole thing. You can see we're up to 6, so they have dropped down. And we're back to 5, and I'm just going to pause them with my special 1 there. Doom triggers the power stings with his special 1. We've got some of those furies from Eat Crow now. Triggers them again. That was about 50k damage from the power stings. Really, really nice. Another lag spike. Here, I'm just trying to get... It's kind of just spam special 1s from both champions, really. Pause the power stings. A timer on that pause would be really nice, but we don't get one. 6 power stings, and here I tried to go for the heavy attack, but just sort of fail. But actually, we get Spider Ham's evade is helpful for us. Normally it only eats you on defense. So we just build some more power stings. We pause 5. Bop with the special 1. Here comes his special 1. Another 30k damage. And we've got 2 of the Eat Crow Furies. And 1 more special 1 out Doom is more than enough to put him down. Okay, last up on the path, we have Archangel. And just because we can, I'll be using Warlock here. We won't be taking advantage of Eat Crow at all. And you could absolutely, say, use the Overseer. He'd do a great job. But you don't always need to use a Science Champion if you know how to play around the nodes. And Warlock is an excellent option. Here again, I'll be showing off the trick to how to keep that armor. You can see that Buffet is just about to come back. So what I'm going to do is Dex here. So that triggers the Buffet, which eats my Dexterity buff. And then the armor comes back. Buffet can only remove new buffs, not current ones, so we get the armor for the whole fight. So far we triggered Buffet once, and then we trigger it again, which means he would have regenerated 30% health. If I wasn't heal blocking him, he'd still be pretty much on full health, which is quite worrying. So now we trigger it again, so now he would have healed 45% health, which means he would be on pretty much full health if we didn't have any form of heal block going on. Here I'm looking to get to my special 2, lots of hits, we can build charges, and keep him infected as long as possible. Big bot from the Headhammer. There we go. Nice heavy counter. I really like getting some bleeds going with Warlock. They don't tick the hardest, but they last a decent amount of time. And the heavy hit's nice and hard as well. So I think we triggered Buffet again and then again. So I think that's a total of 90% health he's healed. Which means he'd still be on full health. So you really need some way of controlling that healing. Or just not triggering buffs to begin with. And then finally with the headbang. Not quite enough. So we've got to bait one more special 2. And there we go. Fight's down. That's the path. Relatively simple overall. The fights can feel a bit longer as the health pools are slightly bumped in this chapter. As always, champion swapper if you need it. Use it if you do, skip it if you don't, though I'd recommend using it. Last up we have the boss, Spider Witch. And despite being quite simple on paper, she can be quite tough, so be careful. I'm going to start this fight by ignoring my own advice. My advice is to only hit her while she's stunned so she can't evade and do that, and then I get hit and take 40% of my health as damage. Why did I do this? And now I'm following my own advice? Quite simple. I needed some footage for the main video. So now we're following the advice. We've got 6 gamma power here with the Overseer, so we're just looking on some way of cashing out on that. And despite a really big lag spike on my end, we do manage to dex a special 2, which probably would have just instantly killed us if we'd taken it straight away. I'll be building to my special 3 because that's where Overseer can get a little bit of extra damage from. If I'd gone for the special 2, probably would have been fine. I'm being really careful on the special on this fight. And when she can throw one, I sort of set her up to let her do it. So I'm not being aggressive here at all. I'm waiting for the special. But even into a blocked hit with just 3 prowess, that was still nearly 12,000 damage on the block. So this fight's going to be tough. Now I'm playing a little bit more aggressively, another 12,000 damage in the block, and I probably shouldn't be, but at this point, I'm not sure if I'm going to survive this fight. So I'm just doing Overseer things and trying to get as many light attacks in as possible, because that's where he gets his burst from. A good way to play Overseer is once you get your burst going, simply light once they're stunned, and you can get quite a lot in here. Here maybe I could have gone for a special 1, but I was looking to move to special 2. And there, I block a special 1, and that's it. Fight's over. We took 14,000 damage into the block. Now, as always, I'm going to show you how it actually goes. Could I have re-recorded this? Absolutely. Did I want to? No. So, we look to the team we have. What do we need for this fight? Well, poison immunity and some way around the evade is what we're starting with, and someone that doesn't rely on buffs. So, Warlock works pretty well. She doesn't have any prowess, so we can block the special 1 without taking too much damage. It's not ideal, but if we stick to parry heavies as well, actually, we can see she's going down. There we parried the special 1, only took 500 block damage, so not too bad. Go for a special 2 here. Spider Witch can't evade while our special 2's going. So, we're just looking for a few extra parry heavies, and the fight will be done. There we go, looking for the parry, didn't quite get it there. Parry, heavy, nice big heavy there. And we're just looking for one more, and some bleeds. Please, Spider Witch. Block that one, still 3,000 block damage with no prowess. But one more heavy, and she goes down. Always have a backup option for the boss, even if that backup option might be a revival too. Don't forget to move to the final node, because the last thing you want to be doing here is quitting out and going through it again. So, there you have it. Everything you need to know to beat 7.1.6. Coming soon? Well, a little secret something coming out on Monday, but next week we will also have the gold guide finally coming, and how to relatively easily get about 3 million gold every single week. If you have any questions, please do leave them down below, or consider joining the Discord server, a great place to get specific advice, make suggestions for future video topics, like the gold guide, and while I'm awake, I do my best to be there, as much as possible. If you found this video helpful, please do all the YouTube stuff. Thank you, and I will see you next time.